Okay, we should be streaming. Are we green? We're green. Okay, let's start the talking. What's up, everybody? I'm the Everyday Dad. If I can figure it out, you can figure it out. Welcome to the weekly Saturday live stream. I need to get some music for this part. Yeah. So if you're just joining us on the replay, thanks for watching. Everybody in the chat, I've got everybody up. I see Bill Utah, Jeff Baker, Brian Chen, Stan Cook is in there. Thomas Gerardis, I think I saw. Traveling with Charles. What's up, everybody? Hope you're having a great week. Welcome. Let me know if the audio is terrible. We had to rework the audio thing, so if I'm peaking, please let me know because I'm definitely not monitoring. What's up, Rick? What's up, Nick? And Mr. Master. What's up? Yeah, Jeff, definitely. Definitely won't be quitting the day job with my beatboxing. I'm definitely not a beatboxer. That's embarrassing. So what's up, everybody? So just a little bit of a behind the screen here. It's just me tonight. The everyday wife is not feeling very well today, so she will not be joining me. Turn the audio down a tick. Yes. Gain down. So when people were saying it was too quiet last time, I decided to turn it way up. So we've dropped it down a little bit. We'll go from there. So you just got me tonight. There's no everyday wife. She's not feeling very well. And too much. Oh, okay. There we go. All right. We'll try to find the balance. I'll just yell louder. Okay. We good? Turn it up. It's up a tick. We're looking. We're pouncing. And it's good. Bill Utah told me it's good. That means it's good. So this is going to be a short one today. I don't have anything planned because it was me and the everyday kid having fun today. And we will go from here. So I'm just going to talk a little bit. You guys have some questions, let me know. If you don't have any questions, you're just going to listen to me talk to myself for about, we'll do maybe 30 minutes today. Because like I said, it's just me. It's going to be hard to balance the chat with the talking and all that stuff. So what's up, everybody? Gaston, Shark 2, Joshua, Antonio. Browse around Tyke, Mavic Pro or Mavic Air, that's definitely going to be down to a personal preference. So that's one of the things, thanks for giving me a jumping off point. So let's talk DJI technology. DJI is doing this weird thing very recently where they release an upgraded version of something, but it's not necessarily better than the other version. It's different than the other version. So the Mavic Air and the Mavic Pro, they're both fantastic in their own rights, but they do very different things. Just like the DJI Osmo Mobile 1 and the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. They're very different, they're very different products. So maybe we need to start calling things different names. So long story long, it depends. If you want longer flight time, you want a rock. Okay. We rewound a little bit. If you want rock solid connection, you want longer flight times, you want quieter flight, get the Mavic Pro. If you want 4K 30 frames per second, 100 bits per second, you want 1080p at 120 frames per second, and you don't mind the low battery life, and you want removable thumbsticks, right? Who doesn't want removable thumbsticks? Am I right? Get the Mavic Pro. It's hard. It's a hard question to answer. If you're looking to get one, I wouldn't wait. I'm not, people have been asking me in the comments a lot over the last week or so, hey, should they get the Mavic Air now? Should they wait for the Mavic Pro 2? I try to not recommend waiting, because if you're always waiting for the next cool thing, you're never going to get it. I mean, Stan, I see it. It's definitely all coming for the Mavic Pro 2, but look, there is a guy out there that definitely seems like he knows what he's talking about. He guessed the Mavic Air stuff properly. I follow him on Twitter too, but the guy's not infallible. I think they will. They will release a Mavic Pro 2 at some point. My philosophy is, if you want something now, just go get it. You can always sell it later to finance the next project, and it gives you more time flying now instead of waiting forever. At least get something so you can start flying instead of waiting forever. So that's not the question you asked. You asked the difference between the two, but definitely. Ken Heron, what's up? Thanks for joining us today. Joshua's channel, team iPhone or Android. I have both. I use them for different things. You hear me talk about it all the time. I see something about a question about GoPros. We'll talk about that in a second. But iPhones, everything just works with an iPhone. Do I like that they, were sneaky around and slowing down phones? I don't necessarily like that. I don't necessarily like a lot of the stuff that Apple does, but everything works with it, so I'm on Team iPhone for everyday use. For everything else, like if I want to use it with a gimbal, if I want to use my phone with a gimbal because of the optical image stabilization built into my iPhone, I use my new Sony XA2, which is right here. Ha! I actually had it with me. Surprising. I was trying to go out filming today when the Everyday Kid and I went for a bike ride, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Ken Heron, I don't have a girdle. I can't win that super chat challenge. So you're making me nervous. You're making me nervous. Queen Awesome Gaming, do I like Windows 10? No, I do not like Windows 10. It's not that I don't like Windows 10. I just don't like... So, at my work, we use Windows 10. I have no problem with it. It's fine. But when I'm in my personal life, the only thing I use my computer for anymore is editing videos or filming stuff, you know, doing stuff for the channel. And for that, I like the apps that come with Mac more than I like editing on a Windows machine. I do all my Facebook, I do all the other stuff for like everything else, email, Facebook, YouTube, everything's done on my iPhone anymore. So I only use the laptop, or I only use my computer for the channel, for editing, for doing stuff like that. So nah, I don't like Windows 10. Nothing against Windows 10. It's just not as good as Mac, in my opinion. Do I like that I have to spend as much as I spend on a MacBook to get the processor power that I get? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wish I could spend the $800 to get a fantastic Windows laptop, which I did at Black Friday. I bought a Windows laptop to do my editing on because it was like 3 times better than my current MacBook, and it was $500 cheaper, but I can't edit on a Windows machine. I can't do it. I can't do it. Somebody was asking me about a GoPro. Is it worth getting a GoPro? So I was thinking about GoPros a lot this week. I had some time to think about GoPros. And the more I'm using my GoPro, somebody might have seen it. I forget if I was talking about it on Twitter, if I was talking on it. I forget which social media platform, but I was having a conversation with somebody about the Sony FDR X3000. Do I have it with me? I don't have it with me. My favorite action camera is the Sony FDR X3000. It has optical image stabilization. But I was really starting to think about the GoPro. The GoPro Hero 6 is the GoPro I have. It has a really great electronic image stabilization. And Rick Halber actually sent me a message. I think it was Rich Halber. Somebody sent me a message. If I forgot your name, I really apologize. Sent me a message about a gimbal specifically made for my Sony FDR X3000. Fantastic. But if you're using an action camera in an action setting, mainly I do mountain biking, there's a lot of like bouncing up and down. And so like my Lumix G9 has optical image stabilization built into it. And what that is the sensor is magnet. It's held up by a field of magnets. And I don't want that bouncing around that much. And I don't necessarily want the optical image on my FDR to bounce around that much. So I think a GoPro for action might end up being the best because you don't have many moving parts to break. I have not fully converted to GoPro because I still have a lot of issues. I have a very expensive SD card, and I still have SD card problems. And it's like, that is not okay. Like, a lot of people and I'm not calling anybody out by name, but I get a lot of angry comments like, well, just get a more expensive SD card and your problems with your GoPro Hero 6 will go away. Well, I bought like one of the top of the line SD cards, and I still have SD card problems. Nick Hay, super chat from Nick Hay for $10. Well, thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Nick. But yeah, the GoPros, and I just, it's frustrating. I need to try a Garmin Verb. Somebody was telling me about the Garmin Verb. I probably need to check that one out next. Or the Yi 4K Plus might be the next on my things to check out, because I like what GoPro has. I like the camera. I don't like the SD card problems. I like the Sony, but I don't like the shape, and I don't like the optical image stabilization. Like, I feel like the world of cameras, and not just action cameras, but even like mirrorless cameras, everybody's like fumbling around what everybody wants. Nobody has like that one killer camera, whether it's action, whether it's mirrorless. All the cameras mess around with it. So like my Lumix G9 doesn't have as good of autofocus as the Sony cameras. The Sony cameras don't have a flip out screen, Canon cameras have amazing autofocus and amazing flip-out screens, but they don't do 4K or any really significant high frame rate footage unless you buy a $5,000 camera. Like, it's frustrating. Like, nobody has, like, built that one perfect camera that, like, has great autofocus, has a flip-out screen, has 4K. Like, somebody just needs to come along and build that camera, and then they will win the world forever. And then action cameras. Somebody needs to build a right-sized action camera to fit the accessories. They need to not have SD card problems. They need to have 4K, probably 60 frames per second, and a usable codec for everybody, not a specialized. You don't got to get a specialized plug-in for Adobe for that. You got me fired up today. Have I ever, KG Wild, have I ever tried Epson Movio glasses? I haven't. I'm not mad at you, KG Wild. I'm not mad at you. You just caught me. You caught me fired up. Queen Awesome Gaming. My dream camera is a Lumix, or is a Panasonic Lumix G9. It's a really great camera. There's only a few things about the Lumix G9 I don't like. I don't like that it has a recording limit, but so if you're not a camera person, you don't stay in the know of what all cameras are coming out. Panasonic just very recently released this Lumix G9. It's a photography camera that also does video. So video is definitely not the main focal point of the camera. It's just kind of there as a backup. So yes, it has things like recording limits. It does 4K 60 frames per second, but you can only do it for 10 minutes at a time. It does not have any kind of log footage, which I'm fine with. I don't do any color correction. But yeah, there's no perfect camera out there yet. I think the Lumix G9 is about as close as possible because it has great autofocus, it has great 4K, it has great everything. But it's a Micro Four Thirds sensor. If it was a little bit bigger sensor, a little bit bigger. Mark Reed, if you're going to check out the Yi 4K Plus, I'd be interested to know what the new gimbal for the Yi cameras is also like. Well, I would probably continue using my Feiyutech G5. It's just a really rugged, well-built gimbal. I'm not sponsored by Feiyutech. I just really like that gimbal. That's the gimbal. There's two gimbals that I always have with me. One's the Feiyutech. If I'm bringing an action camera, I have that gimbal. I always have my cell phone. So I always now am bringing my DJI Osmo Mobile 2. I'm still kind of feeling that one out. I don't know. I really like that front trigger on the Osmo Mobile 1. There's a lot of things that I like about both. But like I was saying just a few moments ago, I need them to release something that's like a linear upgrade, not a lateral upgrade, where it does some things better, it does some things worse. It's pretty frustrating. Oh, we're getting some lag? Ah, dang, I'm sorry, guys, if we're getting lag. My internet has been acting up the last few days, so we will hopefully get through it together. Let's see if I can close out some stuff. Maybe it's my fault. I guess I do kind of have some things open right now that I shouldn't. I was making some thumbnails earlier, doing some photography stuff. Let's see if closing some of this. Let's not close OBS. If we close OBS, then I expose. Why should I go with the Ecamm lineup instead of a GoPro? I don't know. Why? It's all personal. Like, camera stuff is so personal. Everything about cameras are so personal to the individual. Like, there is no perfect camera like I was just saying, there's no perfect camera. It's really about what each person wants out of a camera. Hold on, if we're having lag, let me try something. And I'm back. Let's see if we can pull this over here. We're gonna try to do some internet. We're gonna try to do some internet surgery while we're here. So if we lose everybody, if you lose me, I'll come back in just a second. Now that another screen just popped up. Another screen just decided to pop up. Hooray. Okay, it's gone. It's gone. Okay. So we're trying something. You stay with me. Oh, we should be back. We should be back now. Okay, we should be back. Live. Stream should be resumed. Did we make it? Did we make it? I see the thing. We should be live right now. Okay. And we did it. Hopefully that fixed the lag. So, one of the things I normally do before we start the live streams, which I did not do today as part of my prep, is I hardwire the computer to the internet. I forgot to do that today. So now that we're hardwired into the internet, I had to turn off the Wi-Fi just to make sure it's nice and good and, done. So hopefully that'll fix it. If it doesn't fix it, I'm out of ideas. So here's hoping. Dash Gates, which drone do I use for my everyday life? I use my Mavic Air. Everybody should know this, but I sold my Mavic Pro. Dun dun dun. I sold it a couple weeks ago. I sold my Mavic Pro. So I use my Mavic Air now. It's like in my camera bag. We did it last live stream. Was that Wednesday? Was it? It might have been Wednesday or Saturday. I don't. Live streams are kind of like life is blurred. So, like my outside job is like ramping up right now. I'm getting ready to transition out of a job and making sure everything's running smoothly for the next person is taking up a lot of my time. So days are blurring together a little bit. So it was either Wednesday. We talked about was in my camera bag. The Mavic Air is always in my camera bag just because it's so easy to use, and I don't have a Mavic Pro anymore. What? Somebody else asked me something. Oh, am I an actual dad? I am an actual dad. I have the everyday kid. He's really great. He's awesome. He and I hung out a lot today. We rode our bicycles, played at the park. So as I'm trying to do some also recording for a video this week, I definitely forgot my tripod, so I was using my mountain bike as a tripod and fell over, and I broke a lot of my GoPro accessories today. That's part of being the everyday dad is breaking stuff, just got to break stuff. Jeff Baker, I still have the Spark. I cannot part with the Spark. It's part of me. It's part of the channel. I can't get rid of it. I tried to sell it once, and then I couldn't do it. Thomas Gerardis, I will absolutely be printing more 3D parts for it. The problem is that one of the parts that broke is the one that has like a metal screw in it, so I'll have to order some more of those, but a few of the ones that broke will be replaced. What is the everyday kid's favorite gimbal? Anyone I let him play with? He just likes all the tech stuff. He likes flying the drones. He likes having fun, but somebody said that he should have his own channel. So I disagree. I'm not necessarily so without opening a huge, can of worms about kids and YouTube. I don't necessarily, if they want to have their own thing that they do for fun, fine. But I don't like using him in the channel, even though he really wants to be. Every now and again, if he's just out with me while I'm filming, I'll let him be in it. But I try not to ever purposefully put him in the channel because it's just, I don't want to say that people are exploiting their kids, but you got to really meet that fine line where like you make money off of a video that you're purposefully putting your kid in. That just it's I'm sure people have ways, and I'm sure the kids enjoy doing it, but it's a line that I don't want to cross. I made some videos specifically with him earlier in the channel, and I just always felt weird about it, so I definitely hid him from it. We used to have a mask that he wore so that people couldn't see him, like a Batman mask, but I purposefully try to not have him on there. Pavlo Kaspersky, how often am I using ND filters? I only use ND filters when I'm taking thumbnails and I'm using my prime lens on my Lumix G9. I never use ND filters on my drones. I never use them on the zoom lens that's on here right now. Yes, they're great to let in light, but I don't mind having a little faster shutter speed. So it's okay with me. Like I said, image quality is not my number one priority. My number one priority is stabilization and taking easy footage. AC Visanu, the everyday kid ice cream is on me. I broke a propeller on my Mavic Air by landing it on a roof in sports mode. That would probably do it. That's probably a way to break the propeller. That's a good one. Lalo Racer, totally agree, although some kids may enjoy greatly to appear on videos. Some parents do put them on with other purposes rather than just having fun. I totally agree. Yes, there is a YouTube Kids. I think one of the biggest channels, like the most viewed channel on YouTube is a kids channel. And, everybody's got to score that with themselves. But for me, I can't put the everyday kid on the channel purposefully. I think the last video he was in was my Jamie review. Was the video where I reviewed the Jamie drone. He was out there. Or no, it was the Wiimote drone. The Eachine E56. It was the Eachine E56 he was out with me because we were just having fun flying, and that's okay, but I try not to do it. My Mavic Air, Sean Ide Studio, my Mavic Air cut me today. Ugh. You should probably pay its bills then. But dad joke. D-Blaz Ninja, what is my favorite drone? My favorite drone is currently my Mavic Air. My favorite drone was the Platinum. I loved the Platinum. I still really like it. I was never going to take it out because I had the Mavic Air. I like the obstacle avoidance stuff. 51 Drones, what's up, man? Hold on, I just lost what you were saying. So what are your thoughts on all the leaks of the Mavic Pro? Legit or hype to get views? Well, so the problem with the leaks, I'm sure some of them are true. I can guarantee that DJI wants to put the nail in the coffin of the portable drone industry by having a legitimate 1-inch sensor on a portable drone. They would win the drone industry. However, I think everybody's using one source, and a single source is never a good thing. The guy could be great. I mean, I follow him. Every time he updates, I'm like, oh, what's this new stuff going on? I'm sure he knows something, but until something's officially announced, anybody that knows anything's under an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement to talk about it. So I just try to go with, hey, nothing has changed. Let's just wait to see what's happening, because I released a video like 8 months ago lambasting DJI for like the things that I didn't like about the Platinum. I was like, oh, all they're doing is making it quieter and they're giving it a new paint job. Is that enough of a change? And I always look back on that video where I'm like, I don't actually have the drone. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. I mean, in all fairness, I rarely exactly know what I'm talking about. But I just like having stuff in hand. I don't think we should use a single source, because that's a single point of failure. So if this guy doesn't know what he's talking about, we're all getting our wheels spun around for no point at all. Like, what was it? This week, the news was that DJI was making a big like industrial drone, and then DJI's like, no, that's not us. It's like the Tello drone where they're licensing out some of their technology, and it ended up being, not necessarily their drone. So I understand it that people want to get excited and they want to share the news, and I want to get excited and share the news as soon as I know it too. But I think we all just kind of need to like take a breath. It's hard though. I got to be honest, like even suspecting stuff and then wanting to be like, so you buy a new drone, right? So I can't take any like moral high ground on this. I stay up. I get the email for the Mavic Air, release super late. I go buy it as soon as I can so that I can make sure that I get a video out as soon as possible. I order the DJI Osmo Mobile as soon as possible, get a video out. So it's this weird balancing act between first or as soon as possible with accurate as possible. I'm just kind of rambling now at part. I'm kind of rambling a little bit. Hold my tongue and say Apple. Probably not going to do that today. Queen Awesome Gaming. What do I think about the Canon Vixia HF-R60? I just got it and love it. That's awesome. If you have a camera that you love, that is awesome. I've never used a camcorder. I've thought about getting a camcorder as like my backup camera. So I only really have the Lumix right now. I've had some cameras in the past. I'm actually kind of considering... I love the Lumix, but I think it might be a little overkill for what I need. So what I really want is 2 main cameras so that when the everyday wife is with me on the live streams, I can have me and her. So I've been thinking about selling the Lumix G9 to get some lower end cameras, just to have 2 of them. But I was also thinking about getting some camcorders, because camcorders are really great, but I like having removable lenses, and it's kind of... I'm indecisive when it comes to gear. You got anybody that's followed this channel for more than... 6 months knows that I am way, indecisive when it comes to gear. In the last 4 months, I've had Sony cameras, Panasonic cameras, point and shoots, mirrorless cameras, action cameras. I can't make up my mind. Nick, hey, Ted, are you going to buy the Mavic Pro 2 if it does come out in March? I will absolutely be buying it as soon as it comes out. I'm not saying I won't buy it. I will absolutely buy it. I just think we need to wait until something comes out before we all get excited about it. That's right. What mic do I use? I am currently using an AT Audio Technica 2020 microphone. It is plugged into a Scarlett 2i2. I need to figure out... Somebody asks me that every live stream, and I never know what answer to give to talk about this thing. It's plugged into this thing. Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. It's not a preamp. It's kind of a preamp. It makes the audio good. It's an audio magic box. It's an XLR microphone plugged in there. When we do the Everyday Wife, she has an Audio Technica something else that does USB and XLR. If you're going to be doing any kind of audio on YouTube, I would highly recommend getting an XLR microphone. It's expensive, but I think it's really worth it because I just think they sound way better. I was using a Rode Video Micro. I still have it. It's still something that I use when I'm out and about, but I was using that for everything. and it's a great mic. And I bet even the mic pros are great. And there's all sorts of things you can do where you like hang them above you. But I just like using this because I also have like a little. Okay, the office is messy right now. I will just say that having the way the studio's set up right now, or the way the office is set up right now, makes me lazy with keeping it clean. So don't judge too harshly. But I have like a. Can you see that? That's where I do my B-roll on. It's like a little. It's like a little. Isolation thing to make the noise even better. So I prefer XLR. That's what I would recommend. Owen Cameron, what tripod do I recommend? So I actually have a video on a tripod review that got 0 views because tripods are really boring, but they are the most, like, tripods can make or break a video. I recommend, if you're just looking for a cheapo tripod just to set a camera on, the Amazon Basics. The Amazon Basics 12-inch or 16-inch or something. It's like 16 bucks. Or it's 30. 60. It's 60 inches, but it was like 16 bucks. I like it. It's like the Swiss Army knife. It is always with me because it weighs nothing, and I can just throw a camera on it. It's got my monitor on it right now for when I start making videos tomorrow. But if you want something to do, like to get some nice shots or to get some nice pans and tilts, you got to get something with a fluid head. I have a Manfrotto fluid head, but I never use it because it's heavy, and I'm hoping to someday get a monopod to put that on. But I have it's a cheaper tripod, but I've got a video about it. You can check it's the only tripod review I have on the channel. But it was a relatively inexpensive one, but it's got a great fluid head, and it lets you get those nice pans and tilts, and it's great. It's great. It's heavy duty. You could probably, like, legitimately mess a dude up with it because it's heavy. You've seen, watch one of my, I think it was one of the Platinum videos I did. I actually lugged that thing out to the beach, and it's like 30 pounds. It's like 30 pounds. So if you want to see a video where it's in use, it's that one. 51 drones. Slick here. Super solid. I might have to try that out. I've been looking for another. I've actually got a tripod, another tripod behind me, a Manfrotto one that is holding the light behind me. But this tripod sucks. It's got this, I thought I was going to get this pistol grip thing and be like, look at how cool that pistol grip is. It's going to do great. It's terrible. The only thing I trust this tripod to do is hold this light up right behind me. And the light weighs nothing. That is all that I use it for. What do we got? Queen Awesome Gaming. Am I into video game capture card like Elgato or EasyCap? No. I did. So I actually have a few live streams where the Everyday Wife and I tried playing some games on it, but I've got a Mac. Elgato does not play well with OBS and Mac, so I had to use the Elgato software. It was terrible. Nintendo copyright claimed all of our stuff anyway, and we kind of went away from it. I wouldn't mind doing that because I do think, like, just sitting staring at me for like the 30 minutes, hour we do these live streams sometimes is pretty boring. Not that, look, I like looking at myself as much as the next person because come on, right? But I think there's more exciting things we could be doing. I'm trying to figure out ways to make the live streams more like popping, more like exciting, and like instead of just staring at ye old me. But you know, so yes, but no, yes, but no. A lot of my answers that you're gonna ask me is gonna be it depends because, well, one, I don't try to get emotionally attached to any of my gear anyway, except the Spark apparently. But everything has a purpose for everybody. So you'll very rarely see me say, don't buy this. This thing is terrible. Because nothing's really terrible. Everything has a purpose for somebody. So I try to make my videos where I'm like, hey, this would work for you if this. This would work for you if that. You know, because we're all in different places in life. We all don't necessarily need an iPhone. We all need an XA2 or... You know, there's varying levels of tech that's required for every. That's why I like reviewing the cheapest so much, because you get to find like cheap tech, and you're like, hey, there are some people out there that probably, you know, really legitimately would work for, and it's just fun to do. I enjoy reviewing the cheapest. We got to get really back into the cheapest. I was thinking about that reviewing the cheapest for the last month or two has not been the cheapest. I mean, it's been the cheapest of its category, but those categories are not necessarily cheap. So reviewing the cheapest this week is actually, I don't have it with me. It will be an action camera though, so we got to get back to the action camera. It's the Akaso or the Asako V50 4K action camera. Asako sent it to me to review, so we're going to check it out this week. And then we'll give it away. So we haven't had a giveaway in a while. So that'll be the next giveaway. We got to think about think about how we're going to do that. And we're going to get an Insta 360 sending me one of their 360 cameras, which I'm really excited about because I was going to buy one anyway. So since they're going to send me one to review, very, very excited. Jeremiah McIntosh, what's up, Everyday Dad? Awesome channel. Keep up the hard work. Well, hey, thanks very much. I really appreciate it. Carlos Jamalin, do a fake AirPod review. You say that. I have some fake AirPods right here. Well, I have a fake. Hold, microphone's falling. I have a fake AirPod right here. I keep meaning to, like, this is my rainy day video. When I run out of stuff to talk about, I'm going to do a review on this headphone. But I've had it for a while. I got it for like $19, but then one of them came by itself, and it kind of like surprised me. So it's been sitting here. It's been sitting there for a while, and I haven't reviewed it, but we'll get there. Okay, I'm back in focus. Am I moving too fast for you, camera? Am I moving? Moving? Okay. You still got me? That's what I'm talking about. The autofocus on the G9 is really good. It's really good. I exposed. The LD4000 is really good for its price and it's a GoPro clone. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the GoPro clones are good. I try to, like... So yes, here's one of the parts about reviewing the cheapest that I'm currently trying to figure my way through. There's all of the GoPro clones all use basically the same sensor, the same processor. Everything's the same. They're just rebranded as a different company, and they all even look the same. So I'm trying to figure out, like, what does this camera bring to the market that other cameras don't, or what does this cheap drone bring to the market that other ones don't? And I'm trying to, you try to bounce, because I could talk about $5 action cameras forever because there's a million of them out there. I've got a $5 action camera in the, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with it because it's terrible. It's from like 2004. It's like, it doesn't even have VGA. It's like pre-VGA. And I need to, like, maybe I'll smash with a hammer or something. Maybe I'll smash with a hammer or something because it's not going to look any good. We got to find an exciting way to do that one. It's called the I forget what it's called, but I have a $5 action camera in there. Gavin Gamer, boy, what is my favorite gimbal? My favorite gimbal of all the gimbals I've had, I really, really like the, oh, that's a tough one. I like the Osmo Mobile 1 because it's with my cell phone, but I have like a love-hate relationship with cell phone gimbals because I didn't always have a phone that really worked with them that well. I have my iPhone, and iPhones don't necessarily work with cell phone gimbals that great. I really like my Feotech G5 because it always works with my action cameras. I've never had a problem with it working. Probably the Feotech G5. I really want to try out when the Ronin S comes out. It's probably overkill because I just have a tiny mirrorless camera. Maybe I should get a smaller gimbal than that. The Ronin S, I'm excited about it. I like all the features it's going to have, but I think it's for like bigger cameras. Like if I were to get like a Sony A7R Mark III or something like that. I want a Sony A7R Mark III. Hopefully the everyday wife is not watching this. Are you watching it? Are you watching from downstairs? I mean, I don't want an A7R Mark III. That's a very expensive camera that I don't want. But, yeah, I think the Ronin S is not necessarily, might be overkill, but that's the gimbal that I'm most excited about. But my favorite one's probably the Feotech G5 because it just works really well. Just works really well. Cincy Knight, hello from Ohio. Sorry for the late log on. Grocery shopping, being an adult stinks. I totally understand. And what's up, Ohio? Man, I haven't been to Ohio in a while. Well, we went in December. We were in Ohio in December. Joe Moreno bought a Spark and love it to death. That's awesome. The Spark, I still think the Spark is great. I think they just need to lower the price to below the Phantom 3 and make it like their entry-level drone because the Spark's fantastic. Like, the Spark is amazing. And I still really like mine. It's probably not going to get used very often because I see. So here's another thing about rumors. Like I've seen rumors, on the interwebs about a Spark 2. I don't understand those. Like what? What would you put on a Spark 2 to make it better than the Spark, but not compete with the Mavic Air? Like what would you do? Like what would you do? I don't know. Wow, that's a really good price. And that's one of the things is like the Spark is great, and I saw that they reduced it by like 15%. It is definitely great. Queen Awesome Gaming, I don't have a ton of money, but okay, Queen Awesome, I'll get to you in a second. Tap Lab, 60 FPS and foldable arms, then buy a Mavic Air. That's what, there you go. That's what the Spark 2 in that situation is, the Mavic Air. 2.7K, 60 frames per second, might as well be 4K for all intents and purposes. Hold on, Queen Awesome Gaming. I don't have a ton of money for equipment. I have some, but what do you suggest for new YouTubers in my situation? I actually have a video covering that. If you check my channel for videos, I have a fully functional $75 YouTube studio that you can see. I gave it away, and Mitch Wilmarth won that a few weeks ago. But check that video out. You do not need to spend money to start a YouTube channel. Do not spend money. You can get a fully functioning YouTube studio for a fraction of the cost that you just don't need to. You just don't. You can do all of your filming on a cell. Legitimately, you can do all your filming on a cell phone. Like, I get a lot of flack from people that I live with, namely the everyday wife, for the money I spend on the channel. And yeah, look, do I need the Lumix G9 for a YouTube channel? No, you do not need all of this. Like I said, that's why I don't focus on image quality, because people are going to watch your videos in 140p on their cell phone while they're in the bathroom. They do not care about your image quality at that point. What they do care about is audio quality, and they care that your image is like decent. It doesn't have to be great. It just has to be decent. And even when you get like a decent camera, YouTube has a weird compression thing anyway that does weird stuff to your videos when you upload anyway. So I like uploading in 4K. I don't know why. I'm just a masochist. Like, my laptop hates me for doing it. You're perfectly fine with 1080p, and don't spend a lot of money. Don't. If you really want a nicer camera, get it. And I'm not a shill for Panasonic. I promise. But if you're looking for a low-end camera, you want to spend like $400, get a Lumix G7. Don't spend any more than that. Do not spend any more than that. But don't spend, if you have a cell phone from like the last 3 years, just use that. All you need to make a cell phone video look good is good lighting. You can buy good lighting for like $30, and you need some kind of microphone. You can get a microphone for like $10. Like, seriously, watch my $75 YouTube video, even though it's not white balanced properly. Learning video. So if you're new to the channel, I'm not an expert in any of this stuff. That's why I call it the Everyday Dad. I'm learning how to do these video stuff as we go along. That's one of the great things about YouTube is if you're looking to start your own YouTube channel, you don't have to be an expert. That's the magic. Like, some people start off as experts, and that's fine, and they'll grow fast or slow. There's channels that I love that are experts at what they do, and you just got to learn. You got to learn the YouTube isms. You just got to get a little bit better each time, and you don't need good image quality. You do not need good image quality. But, if you want, that's why I love stabilization, because stabilization will go, you can see if shaky footage in 140p. 51 drones, thank you for that. I expose what I think of drama. I don't get involved in drama. I'm a small channel. I graduated from high school. How many years ago did I graduate from high school? 20? Almost 20 years now I graduated from... No, like 15. I graduated in 2002. I graduated high school a long time ago. That's... If you're in high school, and I understand... Look, nothing against teenagers. We were all teenagers at one point. And I know that the world of the teenagers seems like... this is so important. What is happening right now? It's so important. But it's drama is just... Drama happens when somebody lets it happen. So if something happens and I'm like, wow, that's terrible, I need to take... Rah. And if you don't do that, well, then there's no drama. So it doesn't bother... I mean, do I approve of what he did? No, but, I mean, it doesn't... I didn't lose sleep over it. Travel with Charles, I started with a Samsung Galaxy S3. Looking back, that camera sucked. Well, yeah, an S3 was a while ago. That's what I'm saying. A recent cell phone camera. Like, this was a $349 camera. Well, I use it as a camera. A $349 phone, and the camera's pretty good. But if you already have a cell phone, just use your cell phone. Use your cell phone. What do we got? Okay. We're 40 minutes already? I've just been blabbing for 40 minutes. I was not prepared to talk. Jeff Baker, please answer Dash's question. Does DJI focus... I just lost it. Hold on. Let me... I saw a question from Jeff Baker about somebody else. Hold on. At Everyday Dad, please answer Dash's question. Does DJI focus too much on the Mavics? I don't think so. I think they focus the right amount on the Mavics because, look, Mavic, I don't have any numbers in front of me, but I just assume because I'm in every person, stuff that I like generally tends to be like the bland stuff that everybody likes. And Mavics are just that like point. They're like that point of, okay, it's expensive, but it's not like too expensive, and it's good enough, but it's not like too good. And I'm pretty sure they're like the top sellers. And so DJI wants to make their business. They want to make money, so they focused on the line that makes them the most money. Phantom 4s are intimidating. They are. I would love to have them, but they're still intimidating, especially like for everybody else. So the big ones are intimidating. The Inspires look amazing. They're super intimidating. The Spark, people are going to be like, that's kind of a toy. So the Mavic's kind of like the middle of the road where somebody can, because look, let's be honest, when you're talking camera gear, there's a little bit of ego that goes into camera gear. Just like any gear. Like if there's any, like gear in general, there's ego involved in it. So when I go mountain bike riding, I like knowing that I've got a decent mountain bike. And, somebody riding by their Walmart bike, no offense to Walmart bikes, we all start somewhere. Riding by their Walmart bike, I'm like, I've got the 29er, I've got the tubeless tires, I've got the dropper seat post, got my sweet helmet, my sweet gear. Same thing with cameras and drones and everything. But the Mavics are kind of like that perfect price point. I probably didn't answer your question at all, but yes. Jeff Baker from That's Right, Behringer Euphoria UMC 404 HD is any good? I have no idea. I've never heard of it. I've never heard of that. Sorry. Queen Awesome Gaming, do I have any advice for a channel with pretty good audio and videos, but is growing really slow? Just keep at it. You just got to keep at it. That's the advice. The only advice that matters on YouTube is keep at it and get a little bit better each time. Everything else is window dressing. I'm still not totally sold on like tags and you got to get better at thumbnails and titles because that's what matters, but tags, I'm iffy on because YouTube's AI can read it. The last thing I read was it can read it like a 6th grade level. So whenever you upload a video, YouTube already knows what your video's about and it knows where to push it. And I don't understand all the times like what videos they decide to push, what videos they don't decide to push, but keep uploading, get a little bit better each time. That's really the main part. Aaron Pratt, have I ever crashed a drone? I have crashed a drone or 2 or 3 or 4. I crash a lot of drones. That's why whenever I'm flying, I fly totally away from people. I put my gear through a lot of torture. Do I have my Mavic Air here? Yeah, I've got my Mavic Air. I mean, I've put brand new props on it after I broke the props the last time, but I'm very rough on my gear. I don't like, if you treat your gear too well, focus. If you treat your gear too well, then what's the point of having it? So that's why I default to gear that just works and is durable. I'm pretty rough. I'm pretty rough on stuff. Dashgate, is it bad that I have the Spark but no controller? I mean, I had my Spark for a while with no controller. A lot of people diss on the Spark. They like the tactile feel of the controller. And yes, having a controller makes it much easier to control. But the Spark I had really good results with the Spark just with the cell phone. So is the controller great? Yes, the controller's great. Can you still get good results without it? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Antonio Vlogs, why do you live stream and when did you find YouTube? I found YouTube when it started, like in 2005. I started watching YouTube for like funny videos and stuff like that. I live stream because it's just a fun chance to hang out with the community because I like responding to all the comments, but it's nice to be able to like chat with you guys while we do it. And it's a nice time normally when the everyday wife's feeling, better. She'll be up here with me, and it's a nice chance for us to just kind of hang out and, talk to people for an hour a week. And it's really nice. It's really nice to do it. I really like live streaming because I just like, I'm like an introvert, but it's nice being able to talk to people with no offense to anybody, but I rarely like call anybody on the phone. Like I'm probably one of the worst people to try to get a hold of on the phone. But this is nice. I like doing this. Somebody asked me something. Fabio Silvieri, have I tried the Xiaomi Mi Drone 4K? I have not. I'm more of a portable drone person. If they come out with a Phantom 5, I'll probably buy a Phantom 5. I've had a Phantom 3, I've had a Phantom 4. I liked them, but I like portable stuff. We've already seen my camera bag. If it doesn't fit in my camera bag, it's not going to go with me. So I like having small portable things. Not necessarily the best. Not necessarily the... I don't necessarily need the best camera to get a giant drone. I suppose I have the Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge and the camera sucks. I bet you the camera's great. You just got to get good lighting. I'm telling. I know it sounds crazy. But even the best camera will suck with bad lighting. Like, so look, we're gonna make this look terrible right off the bat. Whoa. Okay, so look, you can see. So for example, look at this footage right now. This is on a top of the line camera. Look how grainy it looks. It looks super grainy and terrible. But you turn the light back up, and the footage looks good. I'm telling you, even cell phone cameras can look good if you have proper lighting. I promise you that. Check out my video of the $75 functional YouTube studio. It will. William Kelly, do I shoot time lapses? I don't. I don't shoot time lapses very much. I think they look cool. I don't have the patience for it. I like slowing footage down because I'm shooting it so fast. Like, I just don't have the patience. I do time lapses in like my reviews of stuff sometimes, but I just get so bored just sitting there waiting for things to happen. I just get bored sitting for things to happen. William Kelly, did I ever say what camera bag I have? I thought I did. Hold on. Okay, keep that in your head. That's my elevator music. Oh, shoot. Hopefully I didn't just break something. My camera bag is a... What is this? This is my camera bag. Whoa. It is a Low Pro Tahoe BP 150. I don't know what any of that means because it's not 150 liters. But it's a great camera bag. It fits everything in it. It's got some protective spots. I was just using a regular backpack for the longest time, but I like having a subdued color. The reason I got this green is so I could stash it in the woods and nobody's gonna take it. Because sometimes I'll just stash it while I'm filming because I don't feel like carrying it. But it's been great. I've taken a mountain bike riding. I've taken it on my motorcycle. It's a good camera bag. It wasn't that expensive either. Joe Moreno, is it possible to live stream using the G7? Yes, it is. So, I need to do a video about live streaming. Maybe this week I'll make a video on how I do my live streams. Because you can live stream with anything. You just need the right tools in the background. So, I started off live streaming with a Logitech webcam. And it was alright. But we had that, long-time watchers will remember the disastrous time we had with it where it just decided to stop working, was going in and out of focus, the color was terrible. So now I live stream. You can live stream on any camera. Like I've live streamed on 3 cameras so far. The Lumix G85, the Sony A6300, and now my Lumix G9. And it's really this magical box right here. I can't show it to you because it will unplug from the computer. But yeah, we'll do a video about live streaming because live streaming is just so much fun. It's just so much fun. Oh, Thomas, see you, Thomas. I didn't see you say you're leaving, but yeah, I'll do a video maybe this week. We'll see. I kind of it depends. So I do my videos like I make a plan for the month on what videos I want to make, but the problem is that the weather the last few weeks has not been working out for me. So, yeah, it's supposed to... Well, hold on. That's the wrong town. So, Augusta... Yeah, it's supposed to rain. I can't do really good camera reviews. Jeff Baker, $20 just because? Well, thanks, Jeff Baker. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, the weather's probably going to be gross tomorrow, so I think I have enough B-roll footage to do the camera comparison I want to do for Wednesday. I got to see if I can get enough action camera footage for Monday. Friday, the Drone Flight Friday, I want to see if my Mavic Air can keep up with my motorcycle and how fast it can keep up with it. If the weather turns terrible, maybe the Monday video will be a live streaming tutorial. Maybe that's what I'll do for Monday. Sometimes you just got to you got to figure out the weather and it doesn't, I've got a weather sealed camera, but if it's gross out, I don't want to get gross. Not hard if you... Oh, hold on. What were we talking about? Copyright notices. I didn't see the whole thing. How is it to get licensed music on YouTube? Well, it's not hard to get the licensed music on YouTube, but if you want to be able to make money off of it, like 51 Drones was saying, you got to get a license to use that music. But YouTube has a huge music library. I used that music library for over a year, and it's all right. What I use now is I pay a subscription service called Epidemic Sound, and it's basically like elevator music, but some of their tracks are pretty good. I'm trying to figure out a way to actually get that music to stream while we do the streams. Hasn't wanted to work so well. But it's... So here's my concern about using Epidemic Sound. What if someday I don't want to pay for it anymore? Like, let's just say I'm like, okay, I don't want to pay for it anymore. Do I then have to take down all of my videos that have that music in it because now they will copyright claim it? I feel like that's one of the things that makes me nervous about using it. Is it's a short-term game because it's a short-term gain, but it could be potentially causing a long-term problem. I haven't thought about it. Joe Morano, you could just sit next to a window. You could absolutely use natural lighting. Natural light looks great when you get it. The reason I don't like to use natural light, and we talked about this in my how not to make a YouTube video, I've got a window right here, like right there, that I could just sit at and use the natural light. But I like having control over my light. I really, really like this ring light. Even though it makes those creepy things on your eyeballs, I don't like it that much, but I like being able to control my light, and that's one of the things. Beakazor, how hard does it make your own music mix? Can't be that hard. I tried playing around with GarageBand and made my own music once, and all I got was a drum beat, and it laughed at me, and I didn't do it. Carlos Jamalin, oh, everybody's saying that you're good if you use Epidemic Sound. That makes me feel better. Because I was kind of getting nervous about that where... I mean, I don't really read a lot of the fine print on internet stuff, so I don't. Who just asked me about Carlos Jamelin, will I buy the DJI Tello? Well, it's the Rise Tello. It's not the DJI Tello, but I will absolutely be buying that because that looks just like a fun drone to fly around the house. DDO, how have I ever used Lume Cubes? I have not used Lume Cubes before. It sounds cool. It sounds like a... Oh, what's the movie? Tron. It sounds like something from the movie Tron, which is a great movie. The new one, meh. Antonio Vlogs, how to be a YouTuber. You just gotta make YouTube videos. You just gotta make YouTube videos. 51 Drones, Daddy Home 2. I gotta see that. Daddy's Home was a hilarious movie. But have a great night. Thanks for coming out. We're gonna close up here pretty soon. I'm way over what I thought I was gonna do today. Joe Morano, my only problem with Epidemic Sound is that Peter McKinnon uses all the best latest tracks, so it ends up every time he uses the same music. Yeah, well, he also says everybody, and apparently he has a trademark on the word everybody. If Peter McKinnon does it, he says it or uses that music. Nobody else can ever use that phrase or use that music again. So yeah, you're right, Joe Morano. No, I say that because I get a lot in my comments about, hey, Peter McKinnon says everybody. It's like, well, yeah, he said it. So I actually did some digging. The first time he said that was like 6 days before I said it the first time. So yeah, he said it before me, but that was before his channel was really big. And he has a great channel. I love his channel, but I don't think he has, I don't think he's earned the right to be the only YouTuber that ever talks about coffee, that ever uses epidemic music, or that says the word everybody. That's just my personal opinion. I could be wrong. Eduardo Cardoso, have I bought all my drones or DJI sent me some for testing? No, DJI has never sent me a drone for testing. I've had a few sent to me, like the Jamie drone was sent to me by Jamie. I've had an Eachine drone sent to me, and I give that stuff out. Anytime a company sends me something, I'll generally give it away. For two reasons. One, it lets you guys take part of all the stuff that I get, and I like giving back to you guys as much as possible. And two, it keeps me honest. So, like, if I say something's great, and then it turns out to not be great, well, then one of you guys at least is going to be able to be like, to call me on my BS. Like, Bill Ricks could totally call me on any BS I say about the Unreal 4K action camera, because he has the Unreal 4K action camera. Thomas Gerardis could call me out on if I said anything about the Jamie drone, because he has the Jamie drone. That's you gotta, if you're gonna do, I give that stuff away. It just keeps me honest. Queen Awesome Gaming, can I please review the cheapest camcorder on Amazon? I've really thought about doing that, so maybe that is something. It's like it's a Berserker. A Berserker HD camera is the cheapest camcorder on Amazon. I may try that one out because I really have thought about doing that. Carlos Jamalin, do a cheap projector review. I already did. If you want to check it out, it's maybe it's still active, but I'll do another one. Bill Utah, please let Wonder Wife know we missed her and to get better. She should be feeling better. I hope she's feeling better. She's basically spent the whole day asleep, so I'm hoping she's definitely feeling better. I'll let her know that everybody missed her. What we'll probably do is when we close up shop, we did get to an hour today. We did get to an hour today. When we close up shop today, once it's done processing and uploading, I'm sure she and I will watch it together. Folo, this is the first live stream of years I've been to. I'm so happy I made it. Well, welcome. Thanks for coming out. I really just enjoy doing these live streams, and it's really, really great. Joe Moreno has an important question. Well, we'll wait for Joe Moreno's important question. I think I'm going to puke because of the lag. Well, I would get a stronger stomach. Or I've never felt motion sickness from lag, but, sometimes you do. Okay, everybody, we will close this down here in just a couple minutes. If you have any final questions or comments or anything you just want to talk about, I did not have a chance to prepare for this at all today, so this was definitely just a hangout video, which are good videos to do. I just like hanging out with you guys. Edward Cardoso, what do I do for a living? Do I have a job? I do have a job. It is like a 80-hour a week job. I try not to talk about it too much on the channel because it doesn't really have much to do with the channel, but it's very arduous. It's a very long and exhausting, and my current job gets to be somebody else's job here in like 2 months, which I am very excited for. Okay, so some people I work with watch these videos, and if you're watching, I love what I do. There's nothing, what I currently do is one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. I'm also ready for somebody else to do it, though. Jeff Baker, no Patreon after party tonight. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, there was not going to be one tonight. I need to, Patreon, I didn't mention anything about Patreon, but if you want to be a patron of the channel, follow the link in the description below. We do Google Hangouts afterwards, but there won't be one tonight because I'm going to go hang out with my wife who's not feeling well. AC Visno, 7 hours plus 4 videos a week. You are nuts. Tell me about it. Seriously, tell me about it. No, I know. I definitely... The thing that gets affected is these are going down. The bags under my eyes are going down. Sleep. That's where I lose it. I sleep. Antonio Vlogs, my savage? I don't know. Maybe. I think so. I'm pretty rough. I don't know what that is. That was like the Captain America pose. I guess I don't know what being savage means. I will. I'm definitely going to tell her. Thanks everybody for the well wishes for the everyday wife. I'll definitely walk out. I'll tell her as soon as we're done here that everybody's been wishing her well, because I'm sure that'll mean a lot to her, because she really enjoys doing these too. That's one of the things that we do so much. That one of the reasons we do this is we just enjoy hanging out with everybody, and it's just been great. Okay. Well, thanks everybody. Thanks for saying great job. We're just gonna hold on. Do we got any last? Folo review Lightdow LD 4000 action camera. The best budget action camera on Amazon is $30. Yeah, maybe. We'll have to check it out. And Dash Gates, I'm 14 years old. I love drones. I own the Spark, and I'm responsible. Should I be flying? What is it? What is it? What's the age? I don't have the age off the top of my head. I think you can fly with the parent once you hit. I don't want to give out any bad information. I think with parental supervision, you can't fly by yourself right now. Yeah, I think it's 16. You have to be 16 to fly by yourself, and I think that's it. Yeah, 16. Jeff Baker, Rick Halber, Bill Utah telling me yes. Okay, is the Nano Leaf? I keep seeing people talk about the Nano Leaf. I don't know what the Nano Leaf is. Let me Google Nano Leaf real quick because I don't know what that is. Nano Leaf. What is the Nano Leaf? Is it like a... I don't know what that is. Is it lights? Lights? Oh. I probably will not be getting the Nano Leads. Tyson Folger, hello. Thanks. I'm doing great. Okay, everybody. Well, we are at 1 hour. Thanks, everybody, for hanging with me. Hope everybody has a fantastic week. I will relay the message to the everyday wife. All the well wishes, and thanks for joining us. We will see you all next Saturday, same Ted Place. I was gonna say Bat Place because like from the old Batman TV shows, but I don't want to get copyrighted claim for Batman. But hey, everybody, thanks for watching. Have a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you guys next Saturday. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.